business alongside a full-time job. Maybe the entrepreneurial bug has bit you, but you are not in a position where you can just leave your full-time job to start a business. In this video, I'm going to give you 4 things that you need to do to grow your business alongside your full-time job. If we have not met yet, my name is Ryan Dowdy and I'm a sales coach. I help brand new entrepreneurs build a 6-figure foundation for their business by mastering their sales conversations and their mindset. So the first thing you need to do to build a business alongside your full-time job is to work out the logistics. So what do I mean by working out the logistics, right? First things first, can you start a business alongside your full-time job? Let's make sure that you check in on the legal side of things. Make sure that there are no conflict of interest. Make sure that it is okay to have multiple streams of income. These days, most companies are okay with it and many people have side hustles. It's very, very common for families to have multiple jobs and multiple streams of income, but I just want you to double check and make sure. Also, if the service you're providing a conflict of interest of what you do in your current role. So the very first thing you want to do when growing a business alongside your full-time job is make sure that you have those logistics mapped out so that you can go out in the world, promote, market your service, sell, and network without worried about getting caught by your full-time job. But let me give you some peace of mind, guys. Just as if someone was to start a direct sales company or with a direct sales company or direct sales business or sell wine or skincare or leggings alongside their full-time job, most of the time that is allowed. It will be no different whether you are offering digital marketing services, social media management, whether you're a health coach or a life coach or even a business coach, just as long as you make sure you are operating within the rules that your company allows. Great ways to do this: have a conversation with your boss, with your manager, with human resources, with someone else who maybe can give you guidance inside of your company. But the first thing you want to do is make sure that if your company finds out about your business, that you're not going to have any repercussions that would impact your full-time job. The second thing that you need to do when growing a business alongside your full-time job is get your support system on board. I will be 100% honest with you, as somebody who grew a business alongside a full-time job while pregnant with a toddler, that you are not going to be able to do this alone. You are going to need some help. So whether it is childcare help, help around the house, help cleaning the house, help with groceries, help with grocery shopping, help with picking up and dropping off of the kids, all of those things have to be factored in, and you want to make sure that you have your support system on board. Growing a business is not for the faint of heart. It can actually be some pretty hard work early on, but it's totally doable. But just make sure as you start to grow your business alongside of your full-time job that you're having a really productive conversation with your support system in your life, and make sure that you have all of those logistics, because what we don't want to happen is for you to start to get momentum and not be able to fulfill that based on those other obligations. So making sure that your support system is on board for all of those other things in your life while you're growing a business alongside a full-time job is a really great place to start. And the third piece ties directly into the second piece. I want you to prepare yourself to make some sacrifices. Yes, there are going to be some sacrifices. You might have to get up early. You might have to stay up late. You might have to work over your lunch break. You might have to stop binge watching your favorite television show. You are going to have to put in time outside of that work, outside of your day job to get this done. That's 100% okay, but you have to be prepared for the sacrifice. The way I view it is that it is short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. Again, grew my business alongside a full-time job while pregnant, got up at 5 a.m., worked on every lunch break, worked after my kiddo went to bed. So I made some sacrifices. I stopped watching television. I stopped reading fiction books. I didn't do a lot socially in my life, but it was because I was able to create this space where I was able to get clients and make money alongside of that full-time job. So the third part of this is making sure that you understand the sacrifices that you're going to need to make, and also tying this into my second point, making sure that your support system is on board for those sacrifices. And the final thing you want to make sure you do while growing a business alongside your full-time job is be super, super intentional with your time. I actually think this is somewhat of a blessing, is having to figure out how to manage this and make it work when you don't have a lot of time. So if you know that your business building time is first thing in the morning, over your lunch break, after your kiddos go to bed at night, or whatever that schedule looks like for you, having a plan, a really intentional plan for every single one of those moments is going to help empower you so much. And it's going to help you when you get into entrepreneurship entrepreneurship full-time, because I promise the list does not get shorter after you kick that full-time job out from underneath you. So what could that look like for you? For me, when I was starting my business, I had every single moment planned. I knew when I was available to work and I knew what I needed to do in that time. And so I could move things around in my calendar. So make sure there was time for income generating activity, networking, connecting, meeting new people, building my audience, making sure that I was connecting and nurturing relationships, having time to get any client work done, and then of course having time to build the marketing materials that I needed for my business. But I knew what my time was and I had it planned. This is super, super important, because if you don't have 30, 40 hours a week to grow a business and you were stuck with 3 hours a day, you have to be super intentional. This is going to make or break your success. So just to recap, 4 things that you need to do to grow a business the first time along a full-time job. First things first, the logistics, right? Making sure that it's on the up and up with your corporate job, with your employer. They're okay. They know there's not going to be any repercussions if you get caught marketing your business, whatever it is, alongside that job. Second part is getting your support system on board, making sure that you have as many things handled as possible. Guys, it could be something super simple. For me, it was my husband took over bedtime at night, right? It took over putting my kiddo to bed, because that bought me an extra 30 minutes of uninterrupted work time. So get your support system on board. Third part is understanding the sacrifices, understanding that the early mornings and the late nights aren't going to last forever, but it is short-term sacrifice for long-term gain to help you build a business that is going to sustain you and your family forever. And then the final piece is being intentional with that time. It's not enough to just have the time on your calendar, but being intentional with that time and knowing what you're doing, making sure that every single moment that is planned is driven towards a goal, towards income producing activity inside of your business. That is where the magic happens. Understand the logistics, get your support system on board, be okay with the sacrifices on the front end, and then be intentional with that time. Having that time focused on income generating activity and having a plan so you can be intentional with it. If you have not yet, I want you to download my Uncensored Sales System. It's actually my 5-step proven system for getting clients. It's going to actually tell you what to do in those intentional time, right? That entire system broken down for you. It's a fantastic PDF. You can get that below. If you are not yet in our Facebook group, Ambitious Women Entrepreneurs Mastering Sales Skills, join us over there. And then finally, make sure that you follow us over on Instagram at Uncensored Sales, and we will see you in the next video.